Hey AMP's Tomorrow Fund. I thought I'd make this quick video to introduce myself and explain to you a little bit more about the project that I'm working on. So I'm a video biographer. I interview everyday Australians about their life stories. I've interviewed Holocaust survivors, suicide attempt survivors, grandparents, great-grandparents, mental health advocates, disability advocates, frontline nurses, you name it, I've probably interviewed them. Why I think this is so important is because everyone has a story, but a lot of people don't know how to go about capturing that story. And I think that's a huge loss for society, especially when stories of our parents and our grandparents and great-grandparents eventually get lost to time. I saw this happen with my grandfather. So he was diagnosed with bladder cancer, and within a few weeks he had passed away, and my family made a huge mistake not trying to capture his life stories. He used to tell us his stories all the time, and we would take them for granted pretty much. We never put in the effort, and then he suddenly passed away and we were left regretting the mistake we made. So not wanting to make that same mistake, I decided to interview my grandmother, who is also a Holocaust survivor, and she would tell us the most amazing stories of survival and how she had to just eat grass to survive with her sister after her mum had been sent to a prison after being displaced due to the Holocaust. So those stories are of the utmost importance for my family, and I am now very grateful that I've captured them. And I captured them cinematically, which I think is a very important distinction. Some people today feel the only way they can capture their story is through writing an autobiography. And autobiographies can take months, if not years, and sometimes they're never even finished because it's quite a laborious task to write an autobiography. So what I wanted to do was to create a project or a service that would allow people to just come in for one afternoon, just have a chat to another human being, and capture those stories that are most important to them, and then also have a place to put those stories. I think the problem with the internet is there's so much going on all the time that it's quite hard to find exactly what you're looking for, especially when it comes to stories on topics that you're interested in. So I'm also actually getting a website built that will provide a place, a platform for these stories to live on for the future. So you've called it the AMP's Tomorrow Fund, but I like to think of this project as lasting for hundreds of years, well after I'm gone, because I like to think how interesting it would be to interview or listen to the stories of my ancestors from 200 years ago, or even 500 years ago. So the grant would pretty much allow me to scale this service up. So right now, I can interview one person a day pretty much with the resources I have available. But what I'm hoping to do is to rent out a proper studio and have way more people coming in and capturing their stories and benefiting the local community by sharing their experiences of what it was like growing up and how the community has changed and any lessons or wisdom that they want to pass on to future generations. It'll just make it way more accessible, and the grant would be an immense help for me to move this project along. So that's pretty much me. I thought I'd make this little video to give you a quick run through of what I do. My work also has been featured in a number of Australian newspapers, including The Australian, the Daily Mail, news.com.au. I did a mini-series on frontline nurses that was very well received, raising awareness about the violence they face at work. And yeah, it's going to be my lifelong passion, capturing the stories of everyday Australians. And when I came across this grant, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to reach out and hopefully move this project to the next level and make an impact on the local community and hopefully the Australian community as a whole. So thank you for considering my application, and I hope to hear back from you soon. See you later.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a really good idea. I think memories are, memories and information and community, which I think the archive's all of that. I think it's sharing. I think these are all really important and historically important as well, I think passing on stories is what we do, isn't it? We pass on stories.
I think that's important because that's what other people can learn from the experiences that we have and appreciate what they have when the times are good. Because it's very hard to imagine even the things that we went through at the times that we have here. This is wonderful. You only hear, but you do not really deeply understand how bad things could go wrong. So they should appreciate, have this done. So it stays with the history, so that other people learn, the younger people, the generation, learn all about what this is world all about. Makes us a better person in each way. That's what I believe in. Yeah.
How do you feel about the process today being here?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. And I would tell others, which we got one friend, I think she's written all about her mum, but I think she would enjoy that, Anne. So I think Anne would love to have done. And I will pass that message through Anne. Very much. I enjoyed it very much, Daniel. Yes.
At the end of the day, though, it's a visual, verbal recollection of a person's life that you're never going to get any other way, apart from second-hand stories. So I'm here to tell you firsthand that if you want a first-hand account that's undisputable because it's come out of the words of yourself, then I think it's a great thing to do, to get your life story done with Daniel. He asks the questions in a respectful way, and he's a good listener, and I think it's a valuable 2 hours that the whole family will have for the rest of their lives to look back and reflect. And it's like I haven't gone, really. I'm there. You're talking to me now. So it's a great thing to do. I'd fully support doing something like this. I think it's good, and it's helped me in a way reflect a little bit on my life, which I do a lot of at times. But it's good. They're questions that are all valid and help people understand the person that's, narrating the story.